Yeah, Walter Patmon was, you know, he was a great guy wherever he went. Everybody knew Walter Patmon. He used to be a barbecue guy, you know. He had this ingredients called the bub rub. So he wasn't the main cook, but he always barbecued when it was time to barbecue.
I worked with Walter for a number of years. I was the captain at the firehouse Walter worked at. I had been promoted, and then Walter passed away after I left that firehouse. But I did know Walter, and Walter was a great guy. He really was.
We had a steel alarm that evening. We put up on the scene. We all went to the fire building. It happened to be meat on the stove. And so Walter Patmon was outside getting an aerial letter together to go to the roof. So the chief held us, you know, he said, hold up the roof. But when I went back to the fire truck, Walter Patmon was breathing hard. I was asking, was he okay? And he said he'd be fine. But to me, it looked like he was getting worse. So when we all got up on the apparatus and was going back to the fire department, to the firehouse, I looked at him, and he didn't look too well. So when we put up into the firehouse, Walter Patmon, he couldn't get out the truck. He was slumped over on top of the steering wheel, and I got out immediately, called my paramedic because we ALS. And then when the paramedic was looking at Walter Patmon, I immediately went to call 911, asking for an ambulance. From there, you know, they worked on him and took him to the hospital.
We had two deaths that are very close to each other. We had Walter's death and we had Herbie. Herbie died in a fire. He was burned basically in a flashover. But Walter, he died because he was performing an incident and he had a heart attack on his way back from the firehouse. And I'll never forget the mayor coming up to us at Walter's funeral, and he told me, he goes, why he picked me, I don't know, but he came up to me and he said, you know, Herbie's death we couldn't prevent. This one we could have. And that stuck with me.
Do the stresses play a role in there? Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Bunker gear being encapsulated, the stresses of doing your 5,000 or 5,500 runs a year, and even the way we eat.
I think guys need to be mindful of their health as far as smoking, not eating right, staying away from all the sweets all day, drinking coffee all day long, and just be mindful of they're getting older. This is a stressful job, it's very physical, and they need to keep themselves in the best shape as possible.
Walter probably didn't take care of himself the way he should have. You know, and if we could have made him more aware and more cognizant of going to the doctor to get screened, our brother would still be with us and hopefully retire, you know, happily with his family and his wife and his children and grandchildren.